Our tale of the tape is brought to you by America's Navy, a global force for good.
You see the reach of KONRAD, 4-inch advantage over Paul Buentello. You know he's not going to use that to strike. He's going to use it to pull Paul Buentello in.
We now send it back inside the Bellator cage to Michael Williams.
Tonight from Mohegan Sun, a world at play. Bellator Fighting Championships on MTV2 and Everlast. Greatness is within. Now present a super fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you by Boost Mobile, we hear you. It's why Boost Mobile has Android-powered phones with no contract at a price you can't afford. Boost Mobile, be heard. And now, fighting out of the red corner at 6'3", weighing in at 255 1/4 pounds.
You know why
the
you're
veteran professional stands with 29 wins, 13 defeats, fighting out of Amarillo, Texas, Paul, the Headhunter, Buentello.
Time to go to work, mijo. Time to go to work.
And across the cage, an adversary fighting out of the blue corner at 6'4", weighing in at 264 1/2 pounds. His professional record, undefeated at 7-0 from St. Paul, Minnesota, the reigning Bellator heavyweight world champion, Cole Polar Bear KONRAD.
Let's do it,
And the
Cole.
referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
This Bellator super fight in the heavyweight division is non-title. So again, it is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds rather than 5 5-minute rounds. Dan Mergliata is the referee.
You ready, Paul? You ready, sir? Let's go fight.
Round number 1. Tonight's fight clock is sponsored by Warrior. Family is worth fighting for. Warrior in theater September 9th. Paul Buentello is in the yellow trunks. Bellator's heavyweight world champion Cole KONRAD is in the white and black trunks.
The question is, how long is this fight going to stay on the feet? How much will Cole KONRAD play on the outside?
Look, I'm really excited to see how he has improved his striking. You know, he's a world-class wrestler, and he spent some time with Pat Barry in his stand-up, and it's going to be very exciting to see how he takes on with this fight.
Doing well with that left jab so far.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still standing, and he's sticking it out. He's got the reach advantage. He should use it.
Cole KONRAD said that before he looked for a takedown and he wasn't really going to shoot. He thought he could get a trip or a throw from the underhooks in the clinch. He wanted to showcase the improvement in his striking. Buentello said it is imperative that he keeps this fight standing.
Man, I'm really impressed with this jab so far.
Yeah, he's definitely learned something from Pat Barry and the guys in his camp, throwing some kicks out there as well.
Now, have you heard the expression, there's nothing more dangerous than a little knowledge? You know, a lot of guys pick up a little bit of boxing, kickboxing, and suddenly think they're strikers and get away from their base. Do you think that might happen?
Bellator Fighting Championships opens its 5th season Saturday night, September 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, live right here on MTV2. You'll see the quarterfinal round of the new welterweight tournament as Bellator begins its new season of 12 straight weeks of live fighting. Bellator Fighting Championship Season 5 opener, Saturday night, September 10th from Caesars in Atlantic City, live and free starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on MTV2.
I'm a little surprised at the passivity of Paul Buentello. I think he's waiting for Cole KONRAD to come in, maybe land an uppercut. I don't think he expected this jab from the outside.
Yeah, I'm excited watching him fight. You know, he's got all the experience. I'd like to see how he deals with Paul KONRAD, especially when Paul, you know, goes for the takedown. Be very exciting to see how he's going to deal with that.
Neil, Paul Buentello told Jimmy and me that he thought that he would win, but it would go all 15 minutes, he would win a decision. That really goes against how you think when you enter the cage.
No, definitely. I like to finish a fight. Paul Buentello is a finisher. I've seen him finish a lot of fights. It'd be exciting to see if he's able to do it.
So far, just not having any success. I don't think he thought he would be the guy who has to come in and close distance. He thought Cole KONRAD would be doing that to him, maybe set up the hook or the uppercut, but he finds himself fighting from the outside against a wrestler.
Yeah.
You tell her, I just don't think this is what he game planned for.
No, I think, you know, Cole KONRAD is very, you know, experienced wrestler. He knows he can take him down. He knows he can win him doing or beat him doing that. But right now, he's comfortable. He's got the confidence with his stand-up, and, you know, he's proving it. He's still standing there, and he's still trading.
That's one thing about being inexperienced as a fighter. You can't really judge a fighter until he's had 10, 15 fights. You got to remember, he's the Bellator world champion, but extremely inexperienced. He's improving a lot in between fights.
He's training with some of the best fighters in the world. You know, he's training with Brock Lesnar. He's got some really good striking coaches. So, although he's been, you know, out of competition for so long, he is training with some of the best fighters out there.
Closing in on 90 seconds remaining in round number 1. We've heard some boos from the crowd here at Mohegan Sun, a bit of disquiet here. Perhaps they were expecting a quick takedown from Cole Konrad, Bellator's reigning world heavyweight champion. This is Konrad's first fight since, Neil, he defeated you to win this title, the inaugural Bellator heavyweight world title in Kansas City, Missouri in October. Cole Konrad said that when he defeated you, Neil, it validated to him everything he'd been doing in MMA, and he has lost all of his anxiety as a fighter. He now feels confident.
No, that's really nice of him to say. He is a nice guy. We've met up so many times since the fight, and we get along pretty well.
You see here, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Cole Konrad frustrated at Paul Buentello's inactivity on the feet. Looks like he's a little frustrated that Paul Buentello isn't moving in and trading. I don't think he would have anticipated this going into this fight.
Buentello has been working with high-level MMA wrestlers. Daniel Cormier, Mo Lawal. I think UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez, and he's been working from scrambling, getting to his feet from the bottom position. Perhaps he should have worked with some strikers.
I think the inactivity of Paul Buentello is what the people are booing for, because right now Cole Konrad is depicting the pace. He is controlling, he's got control of the cage, he's throwing the punches, and you know, so far Paul Buentello's done absolutely nothing.
He's controlling this fight by controlling the range so far.
We were expecting a takedown, all stand-up thus far. Cole Konrad, one of the greatest American heavyweight wrestlers of his generation.
Great collegiate wrestler, but right now he's showcasing his striking. That's surprising.
You ready? You ready? Let's go fight, guys.
Round number 2 of this Bellator super fight, non-title in the heavyweight division. Paul Buentello versus Bellator's first and thus far only heavyweight world champion Cole Konrad. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
10-9, Cole Konrad controlled the distance, controlled the range. Not a dominant round, but certainly a 10-9.
And Neil, on your unofficial scorecard.
I'd give it 10-9 to Cole Konrad as well. He definitely controlled the cage, threw most of the punches and landed a couple of kicks.
Paul Buentello is in the yellow trunks. Cole Konrad is in the white and black trunks.
In between rounds, Paul Buentello got a thrashing from his corner. They were extremely upset. You see he's coming out throwing a lot more hands this time around.
How ironic is it that Buentello said, I have to have this fight be standing for me to win, and yet you both scored 10-9 on your unofficial scorecards for Konrad, and it was 5 minutes of stand-up.
It's one of those things you can't understand if you haven't fought. He game planned for Cole Konrad to come in, catch him coming in with his hands down, uppercut. Cole Konrad is playing an outside game using his jab. It's just not the fight he expected.
Buentello, Jimmy, told us Cole Konrad is going to be punch, punch, clinch, punch, punch, clinch, and it's not been that at all.
Guys, I think it could be that Paul Buentello is waiting for Cole Konrad to gas out. Maybe that's his game plan. He's changed it. He's waiting for Cole Konrad to get tired, and then he's going to start attacking.
Well, Buentello, to your point, Neil, said that he felt he had vastly superior cardio over the Bellator heavyweight world champion.
Now, cardio's certainly been a problem for Cole Konrad in the past. He's looked gassed in other fights, and if you think about it, those fights were in his realm most of the time on the mat. This guy can wrestle for hours, but he's on the feet, and his gas is looking very good.
And again, Buentello thought that he would win a 15-minute decision. All 3 rounds would go the distance. He wasn't predicting a quick finish at all.
Well, he's doing better in this second round, throwing a lot more punches, but it's still him moving backward. It's still Cole Konrad initiating.
I'm happy with Paul Buentello's performance right now. He is frustrating Cole Konrad, and that's something I haven't seen from him yet. Nobody's been able to frustrate him right now. Cole Konrad is standing there, and he's not happy.
Definitely Paul Buentello is turning it up, showing him different angles for punches, better footwork. One thing you have to wonder is once he starts maybe losing the stand-up battle, will we see that wrestler come out?
No, for sure. I mean, when he's in trouble, he's definitely going to take Paul Buentello down.
And good job with that inside leg kick.
Past the halfway mark of this fight. all stand up, as improbable as that is.
I would like to see Paul Buentello get engaged a bit more. He's got superior hands. He needs to use them.
You see, Cole Conrad, especially when he moves in, his hands get very low, very vulnerable to that overhand right, but Paul Buentello is really yet to throw it.
Well, Buentello also said he did not want to throw kicks until round 3. But it's Conrad just like that throwing kicks.
Both these guys still look like they are trying to feel each other out, to be honest. You know, there we go.
Conrad, there's the clinch. Could not get the underhooks.
And good footwork by Paul Buentello. Want to frustrate a wrestler, use your footwork. Don't stand in front of him.
Yeah, now there's been a lot of takedowns tonight in the fights on the ground, but I'd actually like to see Paul Conrad now take Paul Buentello down. He must have worked on his submissions.
Watch some low strikes from the kicks. Watch some low strikes.
Warning to Cole Conrad for a kick near the cup. Buentello didn't even flinch, which tells us it didn't land, or if it did, it didn't hurt.
Anytime you work that inside leg kick, groin strikes are going to be a problem. It's been an effective kick for him so far.
A lot of bounce in this step of Cole Conrad and another outside thigh kick.
But his punch volume has gone down through a lot of jabs in the first round. That was what was keeping Paul Buentello off balance and at bay, but he's not throwing in as much in this second round. He's letting Paul Buentello get his timing back.
Second time in this fight. Both times it's occurred here in round 2. The Cole Conrad has tried to tie up, tried to get the clinch, and Buentello slipped away.
Now talking about strategy, 30 seconds left in a very close round. The guy who turns it up could steal this round.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I'd like to see a takedown right now. Either of these guys can do it.
Now, if you're in Cole Conrad's corner, are you saying take him down, ice this round?
Yeah, definitely. That's what he's good at, and he needs to do it. He's bleeding from the mouth right now, and...
Good exchange there. I thought Buentello was a little more accurate. Very tough round to score.
Closing stages of round 2, and would you believe it is all stand-up thus far.
Great, good job, good job, good job.
As you see our Bellator girl, Mercedes Terrell, indicating that round 3 is upon us. Seconds away from the start of round 3 in this Bellator super fight in the heavyweight division. Non-title, Paul Buentello versus Bellator's heavyweight world champion Cole Conrad. Jimmy on your scorecard.
Very close second round. I gave it to Paul Buentello. He was a little bit busier, moved back a lot right through. I thought he threw a few more punches, a little more accurate.
Neo, how do you have this scored?
I gave that round to Cole Conrad, 10 to him, 9 to Paul Buentello. I think, you know, although Paul Buentello was more active and he started punching back, Cole Conrad's punches were more clear, he was hitting more, he was kicking more.
And he was also initiating a lot. It was Paul Buentello moving backward. That's a big factor in the judging.
Paul Buentello is in the yellow trunks. Cole Conrad is in the white and black trunks. And again, Paul Buentello said, I will not throw kicks until round 3 when I believe that Cole Conrad will be tired.
See, I usually don't politely disagree with guys your size, but, you know, we can disagree. It's okay. You know, I'm not that scared. I'm all right.
It's what it's about. I think we both see things differently, and it's good that we could...
Oh, good shot by Cole Conrad. He is all over Paul Buentello. What will he do with this position?
The 2-time NCAA Division I wrestling champion from the University of Minnesota pounces immediately.
He's got one hook in. Paul Buentello trying to roll out.
Conrad going for the rear naked choke.
Well, you see the jiu-jitsu inexperience here. Doesn't have that other hook in, isn't in a great position.
This is definitely where Cole wants to fight. He can control his man being on top of him. He should just go for the ground and pound, forget about the submissions. He's the bigger guy. Just lay into him.
This is what Buentello has been working with the likes of Mola Wall. Getting up from this back position. He said he was starting in this type of position, getting the big, strong wrestlers off of him.
Yeah, Mola Wall does not have any national titles. Mola Wall fights at 205. Cain Velasquez, an outstanding wrestler, but once again, no national titles. It's hard to simulate this kind of pressure.
I've been in this position before, guys. Getting Cole Conrad off of you is going to take a lot of work. You know, Paul Buentello would have his hands full here.
Lefts to the ribcage now thrown by Cole Conrad. This is quite frankly what we all expected within the first 30 seconds of this fight, and it takes until round 3.
And talk about that a little bit. How much energy does it take out of you being in this position? Let's say you spend a couple minutes with Cole Conrad on top of you, a big heavyweight on top of you. It's so draining, so fatiguing.
And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. What Paul Bellator needs to do right now is he needs to get his back up against that fence and try and get up on his knees again. This position, this is what Cole Conrad wants. This is where he drains you out and he can soften you out with those punches. I tell you what, those punches hurt.
This week on an all-new Impact Wrestling, will Hulk Hogan be forced to cash the check that Ric Flair's mouth wrote? And can world champion Kurt Angle end the winning streak of Crimson? Don't miss all of the action. This Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on Spike, where wrestling matters again. Guys, you know, when I was a little kid, one of my heroes of broadcasting was the great pro wrestling announcer Gordon Soley. That kind of makes me feel like Gordon Soley reading that promo. Can he cash the check that his mouth wrote? I like that.
Glad you get to live your dream, Sean.
This, I think, is Paul Buentello's nightmare. Stuck on the bottom, all of the weight and pressure of Cole Conrad.
You know, but it's one of those things where, you know, does he have the jiu-jitsu experience to capitalize? I agree with you, Neil. I think he should keep his weight on him. And like you were saying before, these short shots, you don't think they hurt that bad. They're not the big, you know, the big ones that get the reaction from the crowd, but man, they hurt.
No, they hurt, and he's staying active. He hasn't stopped punching him.
There's the stand-up from referee Dan.
Justice was saying, I think he was busy enough. That's a little bit early of a stand-up.
Ready? Turn around, Paul. Ready? Go.
15th and final minute of this fight. Time called by referee Dan Mergliata. It's loose tape on the right glove of Cole Conrad.
Yeah, I think seeing as this is a super fight and not a title fight, it was easy for Mergliata to pick them up, stand them up. He was in a dominant position there, and he was doing all the work.
Will Cole Conrad go for a takedown, or will he be content to stand and throw like he's done for so much of this fight and what he did exclusively in rounds 1 and 2?
You know Buentello's going to go for broke. He looks, Cole Conrad looks very tired. I don't think standing and banging is a good idea right now. I think he needs to get another takedown and ice this round.
A mouse has formed under the left eye of Cole Conrad.
Good body shot. Nice left hook by Cole Conrad.
Will Paul Buentello go all out now? Will he start throwing the kicks?
Now, I'm very impressed with Cole Conrad's performance tonight. His stand-up has improved a hell of a lot since all the fights I've seen of him last year. He's been doing a good job.
Paul Buentello really selling out. You saw him get behind that uppercut, but only 10 seconds left. Not enough time to capitalize.
Conrad throwing the knees, not looking for one more takedown. The bell fight.
One thing Paul Buentello cannot complain about, he says, everybody tries to take me down. Cole Conrad stood with him and was very successful.
When we return, we will learn the winner of this Bellator. Paul Buentello versus Cole Conrad has gone the distance. Jimmy, how do you have this scored?
29-28, Cole Conrad, great third round.
And Neil, on your unofficial scorecard.
30-27 to Cole Conrad, great finish for them.
To end all suspense, here's Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the official judge's decision, we'll go to the scorecards. Cardo Urso scores the fight 29-28, while judges John Billick and Pat Avery both see the fight 30-27. All for the winner by unanimous decision. He is the reigning Bellator heavyweight world champion, Cole Polar Bear Conrad.
Bellator world champions remain undefeated in super fights, and Cole Conrad is undefeated in his MMA career, now 8-0. Here's Jimmy Smith.
I'm here with your winner, the heavyweight champ, Cole Conrad. Cole, everybody knew you could wrestle, but it seems like you want to showcase your jab in this fight. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you know, I took a lot of criticism for just wrestling. Wanted to come out and show against a great striker that I can stand up. You know, I think I proved that to some people tonight. So.
Heavyweight tournament is coming up. What is your message to the rest of the division? A lot of guys lining up to take you on.
Bring it on. I'm ready.
All right, that heavyweight champion, Cole the Polar Bear Conrad. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen.
Neil Grove, who knows, you may get your rematch against Cole Conrad. Did you see anything that maybe inspired you tonight?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a good look at what Paul Buentello did to keep this fight standing, and you know, there was only 1 or 2 takedown attempts by Cole Conrad, and you know, he proved himself. He has improved his stand-up, and I'm looking forward to standing up with him. Win the tournament first.
Neil, great job, my brother. The winner, by way of unanimous decision, Cole Konrad defeats Paul Buentello.